Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I want to go over a few things with the IPOWER SUA2300I inverter generators that you can get from Sam's Club, and why I think they're a great generator, especially for the price. They're $3.99 at Sam's, which is way cheaper than anybody else I've seen, and sometimes they go on sale for $3.49 a piece. I have noticed that the engines are the same as the Predators, the one sold by Harbor Freight. And if I'm correct, I believe the Predator is a kind of like a clone of a Honda, of the Honda generator motor and everything like that. So these are all the same internally. The one at Harbor Freight is like $500 something. And the way I feel, these kind of beat the pants off the Harbor Freight one in a couple of ways. Number one, they got wheels on them and a built-in carrying handle. Okay, so that's a huge plus right there. Number two, they have all the stuff that requires them to be running parallel. Number one, comes with it. So when you buy that generator, it's going to come with the parallel cord. It also has a 30 amp outlet on it, which is for your RV. It comes with the adapter to go from the twist lock style to the RV, which is great. And it doesn't require any separate purchases or separate devices to be paralleled. So like the Harbor Freight model, you have to buy, I think it's like $80 for the parallel kit. And it plugs into both generators, and it's got the plug in the middle, and that's where you plug things in at. And this comes with it already. You don't have to buy anything extra. So I think that's awesome. Also, it's got a power meter on there. It shows you your power. It's got a gas meter. Shows you how much gas is in there. Now the gas has three different things that it does. When it gets low, down to one peg left, it'll start flashing slowly. As it gets even emptier, it'll flash a little faster. And then when it's like running on fumes, the lights will go off altogether on the fuel. I'll show you when I start them up. This one's low, where it's flashing. That one's just off altogether. So that's nice. It's got the fuel gauge. These both have almost 400 hours apiece on them. So I was looking on YouTube. Most people have done like a 100-hour review. Well, this is a 400-hour review. You might as well say 400 hours, even though it's got like, I think that one's got like 381 and that one's got like 384 or something like that. But it's close enough to 400 hours. I change the oil in them every 100 hours. In a minute, I'll show you what kind of oil I use in them. Also, the spark plugs they come with, the book says to change every 100 hours. Mine, I let go a little bit past 100 hours. Then the one generator started acting a little funny. It was kind of busting up. Wasn't running right. So I changed the plugs. Now, it has 4 plugs listed on top that you could use in it. And I'll tell you right now, you can't even find those plugs. There's only one kind of plug you can find, is the torch, which I don't like. And then I've got some auto lights, which I believe is what I put in here. I ordered from Napa. And after I changed the plugs after the first 100 hours, I've inspected them every 100 hours since then. And they've looked all right, so I continued to run them. But I'm going to go ahead and put some new ones in them today. I got some new ones, so I'll show you those. And one thing I want to touch on real quick, because it doesn't really say in the manual, I've seen a lot of people ask this question on other videos, is can you turn on and turn off the generator while it's being paralleled? And the answer is yes, you can. What I would not do is try to hook up a generator, like physically plug in the wires while the other one is running, or try to unhook it. Because the way I understand these to work is there's a computer in there. So you'll see when I demonstrate in a minute. They're both hooked up. I'll have them both running. We're going to put a load on them. And I'm going to show you what happens when one of them dies out. What's going to happen is the load's going to transfer to the generator that's running, even though the other one's still off. And it's going to feed the power through the parallel cable to the generator that's off. Then when you fire it back up again, once the RPMs normalize and the computer realizes it's good to go, then it will apply a load, and it'll share the load evenly again. So let me go ahead and get these fired up, and we'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. Alright, so we're both running here. Okay, you can see how it's flashing? It's kind of flashing sometimes. Well, it just dropped out. It's letting you know that it's getting pretty low. Okay, over here it's not on at all because it's even lower. Okay, now you can see, look, those are the hours. So this one's got 384 hours. This one's got 381 hours. Okay, now what we're going to do, I got two 1500 watt heaters here. Okay, one's plugged into this one, plugged into this generator, that one's in that generator. Now the only thing you got to keep in mind is what your total load is. And I'll demonstrate that in a minute, because if you have one generator die and the other generator goes to take over the load and it's too much, it's going to shut it down. So I'm going to turn on one load, we'll check the power, I'm going to turn on the other load, check the power. Alright, you see them come up? Running at about half power, both generators. Let's add some more. Alright, so both generators have about 1 bar left. They're about maxed out. So let's go ahead and kill one of the loads. Alright. Now you can see that heater is plugged into that generator. Let's go ahead and kill it like we're going to simulate it ran out of gas. Alright. This generator's dead. This generator took over the load. Alright. So let's pretend that we just put more gas in it. And it's you know, we're gonna fire it back up here. See it booting up? Alright, so I just booted up. Once it booted up, it split the load. Alright. So now I'm going to show you what happens if you have too big of a load and one of your generators runs out of gas. So let's simulate this as our load. Alright. So we got the load going. Let's kill this one. Alright, see it's overloading. Overload indicator, overload alarm. Just shut the generator down. 0 volts. So these things have some good safeguards built into them. I would say you'd have to try pretty hard to kill it. You'd have to be doing something really dumb. But it protects itself. So that's all I wanted to show you about that. Yes, you can turn off a generator. Say you're running these things in duals on your camper and you want to just shut down and just run one for the night because you're not going to be pulling that much power or something. Go ahead and turn the other generator off and you can leave the other one going. And in the morning you can just fire this one back up and it'll take off like nothing ever happened. Like I said, I would do not unplug the parallel cables at all. unless these generators are completely shut down, because I believe that'll cause damage. Do not plug them in or unplug them while the generator's running. Even if that one's off right now, it doesn't matter. It's still live, because that generator is feeding power. Not right this second because it's shut down, but just so you understand, don't unplug or plug them in when either generator is running. All right, we're going to come back in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you guys some more things I like about them. So the other thing that I like about them is the easy access to the inside. You just spin this off and it comes right off. Other ones, like the Predator generators, you actually have to have a Phillips head screwdriver to get into it. And I think that kind of discourages people from checking the oil and stuff if you have to actually have a tool to get in there. Plus the screws aren't captured, so you can lose them. But you can see everything's easy to get to, not blocked off. Spark plug's easy to get to. Now here's what I'm talking about. So you can get the torch. NGK, not available. Champion, not available. But this Auto Light 275 is right here. I bought a 4-pack off of Amazon for less than $6. So I'm gonna pop one out real quick. We'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, so sorry about that. Yeah, the one that I found at Napa to replace the one that I had was this Champion RL95YC. And as you can see, this plug has 300 hours on it, and it looks really good. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and change them anyway. And last but not least, guys, this is the kind of oil I've been running in these. Diesel oil, 30 weight, and it's been keeping these things running real good, keeping the inside real clean. Alright, that's all I got for you guys. Leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if this video has been helpful for you. But in my opinion, after almost 400 hours, these are the best little inverter generators you can buy for the money. Have a good one.